Hey there! Today we're going to be looking at an Otto Hutt pen. I didn't take it out of the box yet. I mean, I've used it. Right now I haven't taken it out of the box yet. We have gone from black cardboard sleeves to silver cardboard sleeves. These are the fancy ones. Of the 4 Otto Hutt pens that were lent to me by the company, I think this one is my favorite. It happens to be the most expensive one. Unfortunately, I don't get to keep it. A shame, but that's understandable. It's almost €1,000. So this is not a cheap one. However, I think it has some pretty cool features that I'm excited to show you. So I'm going to cover the parts of the pen. I'll do a writing sample. I'll tell you what I like about it and what I don't like about it. Let's get this show on the road. Okay, Otto Hutt. Of the 4 pens the company lent me, this one is my favorite. Otto Hutt, been around since 1920. Nice silver overlay, sleeve on that box, and then you have this cardboard box. And of the 4 pens they lent me, this one is my favorite. Very fancy pen, the number 8. Not for everyone, I think, but I really like this design. If only I could get it out of the box. Okay, here we go. I'll put that away for 1 second just to show you what else is in the box, because it has this sort of fake false bottom type hidden drawer sort of thing. You get a sleeve with your pen, which I thought was very nice. I probably should not use this because I have to send this back, but sleeve for your pen, which I think is a nice detail. You get a polishing cloth, you get a user guide, which is actually not a bad thing. I'll get back to that. And then we have the warranty card, trying to slip all this in so as not to waste any of your time. And then we have the sleeve and the box, and boom. Okay, here we have the pen. This is a fancy pen. It's a solid brass body with a ruthenium coating. It has a section in matte black PVD, or actually I should say PVD matte coated grip. Has a number 6 nib, 18K, extra fine through broad are available. This is a broad and it is delicious. It has a fancy filling system, which you kind of pull out and then operate. And I will say it took me time to figure out how to actually operate that, so that's what I meant by that manual is useful. Okay, this is an expensive pen, €950 and 41 cents, but let's not forget you can get a 10% discount if you buy it through Appelboom if you click the banner on my website for Appelboom. Let's cover the parts of the pen. So here we have, I really love the design of this pen. Otto Hutt, OH logo, a slight dimple on top of the cap, which I think is very attractive. We have a clip that is actually spring-loaded. I'll try to do that so you can actually see the clip. Spring-loaded, very nicely designed. I love what they did with the guilloche on this pen. You have, depending on how you hold it, but the way I'm holding it now, horizontal stripes, vertical stripes, and horizontal stripes again. Very, very nice, I think. Here we have that section, and the first thing I thought when I saw this was dragon scales. Very cool texture that in my mind works really well. I love it. Solid gold nib, 18K, broad, has the Otto Hutt logo on it. I found it very attractive nib. Nice plastic feed. Don't try to unscrew the section. I tried it once and just don't. If you want to, it's, as I said, it's also a somewhat bigger pen, and because of the brass, it is heavy. If you want to, it does post. You do get that. I was unable to get, no, you have to just push harder. There you go. I just hadn't done that yet because I have to return this, and it's almost $1,000. Now, super heavy when you do this, so I would only do that if you really, really like a super heavy pen. And of course, the problem with what I just did is you pull out that twist and pull system to ink up the pen. There we go, it's back in, and with minimal ink spillage. Thank heavens. Okay, oh sorry, I should show you this pen next to a Pilot Metropolitan. it's a big boy, as you can see, a big boy pen, or big girl, whatever you prefer. Now, let's have a look at how the pen writes. I'll zoom out a bit. Let's get going with this delicious broad nib. Otto Hutt Design 08. This is a broad 18K, and the ink is Waterman blue, just a regular, what is it, Serenity blue. This nib is just wonderful because it is very nice, very smooth, nice and wet, and it has a type of feedback that I just love. It's not scratchy. It just lets you know you're using a fountain pen and not a ballpoint or something. It is delicious. I really, really, really love this pen. Try to do some fast writing. I've not had this pen skip. I love it. Very, very nice. Nice and wet. This is also, they're not joking when they say broad. It is, in my mind, an actual broad line. Very, very nice. You can squeeze out some line variation. Again, it's not a flex nib, so be very careful when you do that. Reverse writing, why not? You go from a broad to, I would say, an extra fine, and it will run dry. Having said that, it's certainly possible for a couple words, but why use the fine when you can also use this delicious broad? I love it. I think it's a great pen. I've had a lot of fun with this, playing with this over the past weeks. So let's talk about likes and dislikes of this pen. Yeah, hello. What do I like or do I not like about the Otto Hutt 08? Forgive me if I'm looking down, that's where my notes are. There's a couple of things I really like. You get a very complete set with a polishing cloth, with everything that's really neat. I also like that it's a super solid pen. I love the feeling of a solid pen in hand, and this is it. It's heavy, it's robust, and most importantly, it's an incredibly pleasant writer. Let's be fair, that's what you purchase a pen for. And if a pen doesn't write properly, then it's a paperweight, and that is not very useful. So I love it. Beautiful nib, writes incredibly nicely, wet, juicy, broad line. I absolutely love it. I love the original looks. The only pen that I recall that looks a bit like this, in my recollection, was a specific Hugo Boss pen. But anyway, I love the looks of this. I love the guilloche horizontal, vertical, horizontal. I think that works really well. You have a fairly innovative filling system with the twist and pull. I didn't find it particularly intuitive. I did really have to spend some time on figuring out how it works, but once I got it to work, it was wonderful, and I love that. These are all things that I like. Most importantly, the writing. I cannot praise this nib enough. This is a truly wonderful nib. So I love that. Things I don't like so much. As I said, the filling system, I didn't find it particularly intuitive, but I'm sure that with a couple of uses, it becomes very easy for you. It is very heavy. I don't mind that, but some people don't like a heavy pen. If you're one of those people, don't buy this one because you'll be sorely disappointed. It is definitely heavy. And finally, 950 euros is not exactly cheap. No matter how you look at it, that is not cheap for this pen. Even though it has the 18K nib, even though it has a fancy filling system, it's not cheap. So this is getting to a segment where you are purchasing a luxury product, and some people disagree with that, some people don't like that, other people do. All I'm saying is, this is how it is, and it's not cheap. So you have to make up your own mind as to whether or not that would be worth it for you. Don't forget the 10% discount you can get. That might help a little bit by clicking the Appelboom banner on my website. And that's pretty much all I have. Thank you to Otto Hutt for lending me the pen. I really appreciate it. Thanks to Joost Appelboom for interceding on my part and getting Otto Hutt to send me these pens. I appreciate that too. I hope this was useful, and I'll gladly see you later. Bye bye.